Good evening. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Monday, the 15th of April, tax day, 2024, 6:20 p.m. Central Time. Well, we had a strange day today. First off, I want to go on record. I see the missiles flying. I see all that's going on. I realize missiles got lights on them. I realize the idea here from Iran is sending a message, we're attacking, but, and I still would say, the market, because we don't know how Israel's going to react to all this, they knock everything down. I couldn't believe today that the stock market's up, the dollar was down, bonds and notes cratered. I mean, these are your safe haven ideas, and it was the complete opposite. Well, later in the day, the head fake proved to be just that, a head fake, as we saw the stock indices all come down hard. Gold took off late in the morning. The dollar closed higher. Most currencies were down. Bitcoin is back down to 62,880. The energy markets, which had fallen down, all reversed, and now they're higher, as you can see from yesterday. Bonds and notes gaining back a little, but they were down pretty hard today. So what's going on and what happened? Well, Israel had another war cabinet meeting, and once they interviewed the IDF general on the base that got hit by the missiles from Iran, and he said, we will attack at our own choosing time, blah, blah, and an attack is imminent. Well, the market got nervous again. Everybody was hoping that what President Biden had said to Israel, take the win and call it a day. Nobody... One person, I take that back. There is a young girl, 10 years old, that got hurt, but not killed. And damage was minimal. Let's end this thing. Let's not create more. Well, of course, when that general said that, that isn't what you want to hear. And I don't know if that's going to last or not, but it certainly puts fear in Iranians. And maybe that's the goal, a war of fear. At the same time, we heard that Israel, and this is what I thought they would do, they have set up their plans to begin the evacuation of civilians from Rafah, supposedly. That was in the news this afternoon, too. So if they're going to do anything, the Israelis have enough cover to go into Rafah and finish what they started there. But I think the whole world would like to see this between Iran and Israel stop now. And I speak as an American. We all want to see this whole thing end. There's enough is enough is enough. And I realize that Israel can't live its life as shells are coming in, as Hamas is still there, as Hamas wants to be be part of the government. I don't know if you heard this too, and it's going to affect everything. Hamas said that they will give 20 hostages or less than 20 hostages, not the 40, and they want to do it in segments. Israel pulls completely out in the first segment. No hostages are given. Everybody that wants to go back into the north can go to the north. Israel just pulls its forces out of there. You honestly think that anything like that's going to happen? You're delusional if you do. So when you look at the gold market, I understand the bid. It's up for the week. It's only going into Tuesday trade, $27 right now. You can see how the market acted. The break, you could see the market got very close to prior lows. And then, as I said, late in the day, you got the reversal. And with today's high being higher than that, until today's low, that is Monday's low, is taken out of 23.40.20, I think that is the line in the sand now for the bulls, and they're going to try to push on the market if they can. You're still over all the key moving averages. The upper Bollinger Band has not done the greatest job of stopping the rally. I mean, let's face it, it got over it, then it went and it ran it. I termed this the gorilla glue trade, and it did peak out 72 hours ago, you could say, with the reversal, a lower low. And now if the market goes up, that should be the next resistance point of 24.42. If Israel hits Iran, anything keeps going because it's going to be tits for tats, and each one gets possibly out of control, and eventually you've got your full-fledged war. So We'll see what happens. The U.S. said it will not help Israel in an offensive mood. It's there for its defense, not for its offense. And I'm sure the language is very tough of things we're not hearing. You had come down, you had lost the bullish embedded reading. Now let's go back to this because it's important. You were flirting with it on Friday. As of the close of business today, you lost it. The only day you can get it back, and it's a very important reading, is the day after it's lost. So it's going to flirt with trying to do it. It's still lost at this point. Typically, when you lose the embedded momentum after a big rally, markets try to pull back and go back to what I call the line in the sand, the 18-day average of closes. I don't know if it's going to try to do that or not. I've moved now the gold ratio, the gold-silver ratio, to June gold and May silver. And as you can see, it had peaked out at 91.76. Here's what that means. In a perfect world where you go to a store, there's no commission, you deliver 91.76 ounces of silver, you will get 1 ounce of gold. Forget the Troy and all that talk. This is what I'm explaining to you. And when it drops that much, think about it. That's almost a 10% drop in the market. So silver has been gaining on gold in a nice way, and you see that here. Now, in the silver market, you never did lose that embedded reading. It, too, had what I call the gorilla glue trade, where every day you were hitting the Bollinger Band. But today, and we'll see if it comes back tomorrow. The resistance, 29.81 in this chart. In the copper market, I, for the life of me, could not figure out why yesterday, which was Sunday, when I did the update for the weekly parts for my subscribers, why it was up. And it was my fault. I do recall the U.S. and the U.K. got together and they said no more Russian zinc, aluminum, copper, none of those metals to help in any manner Russia with its war efforts. Well, what that does is at the London Metal Exchange, you can deliver older certified copper that you have in, or zinc or aluminum, but nothing produced that you can prove after the April 13th period that's come into the country, blah, blah, blah. So the market saw a wild bid last night at the LME, and the copper went with it. Then the market broke back, and by day's end today, it was very interesting because the copper came back, and the copper closed 1,200 points higher. It was everywhere, but I understand what it is. From Russia, the U.S. gets about 4 to 5% of its copper. So that amount's reduced from the market. You can't have it in London, and they're shutting that down. Keep that in the back of your mind because now the U.S. is about to attack with certain sanctions Iranian oil, which we've had a blind eye to, but I'll talk about that in a moment here. And I'll do that in the financial update. Suffice to say, higher highs, lower low, higher high? Well, not really. Market held on here. This market, the platinum, is a market that's following. It's not the leader. The leader in this has been, now it's copper, silver. Gold took a secondary seat today. This is a far back district leader. And the dollar, still strong as can be. People want to own the dollar. Excuse me there. So, if you'd like to learn how I do this charting with this, I'd like to teach it to you. 5 different indicators, pretty simple to work with. I created a new charting course. These are all brand new chapters that I have created over the past 90 days. So nothing was from the old ones. I didn't incorporate and say, oh, this is it. No. I really teach it in a different way. I'll teach you step by step, the swing lines, moving averages. Then I bring you into the basics of the slow stochastics and Bollinger Bands because I prep you in this for my enhanced Bollinger Band course because it really is another level that I'll take you to. And then I explain how I use window envelopes, how you get the numbers for them, how you plot them on your charts, and away you go with that. And they are profit-taking tools when hit. So those are numbers that I look at besides the Bollinger Band. You get the charting software with the course. You get access to my full research for futures and my full research for the SPDR ETFs. So you put everything together, you get it, and away you go with it. So I think you'll find it interesting. How do you get this? You can either call my staff, you can go to iraepstein.com under the word education, or you can move your cursor to the top here, go take a look at it. Everything's explained in detail on the website. I'm Ira. You have yourself a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.